Man, you know I've always been your biggest fan. Now I can't even listen, 'cause I'll get to missing her, then the hurt gets worse. Damn straight, I used to love your songs, but now every time that one comes on, my heart keeps broken half.
Welcome back, 10:31. That's the time on this Tuesday morning, the 28th day of May, and damn straight, Scotty McCreery coming into town. Get your tickets at metrotakes.com, and that'll be a fun one coming up in August. But coming up June the 17th through the 20th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., the Godfrey Summer Camp in partnership with the Boy Scouts at Camp Warren Levis. This is cool. How are we doing today, guys?
Doing great.
Is it warming up outside? It was kind of cold this morning, I'm not going to lie.
It's a beautiful day.
Is it?
It is.
Yeah.
I got to quit complaining then. I'm getting my mullet cut here in a couple of hours, so I'm trying to test what humidity hairspray I use, you know? So this is really cool. Right off the bat, guys, how did this all come about? And really, this is something wonderful for the youth in our community to have a different outlet this summer to go and really learn maybe some different outdoor activities, plus some STEM opportunities, and just a bunch of fun along the way, too.
I think CJ, the way it started was Tony and Chris and I and Steve Thompson and others were actually meeting about the new bike trail that Godfrey's building. And part of that bike trail is going to go across camp property. And during those conversations and working on the easement that we needed, the idea came up about Godfrey having a summer camp program at Camp Warren Levis for kids that are not traditional scouts. And it just, we talked about it for about a year or so and started planning and putting it together, and here we are today.
Is this a good opportunity maybe for a young child, whether they're boy or girl, that knows, hey, I have some interest in scouting, whether it's Girl Scouts or Boy Scouts or you name it? Is this a good way for maybe them to test the waters a little bit, see if some of these activities fit them, and whether or not they want to go a little bit further too?
Definitely.
Absolutely. A lot of the programs they're going to do are not necessarily unique to scouting, but something that's very much a part of the scouting program. So, as you said, they're going to get to come out and get to do it at a camp that's hosted camps like this for literally 100 years. This is the 100-year anniversary of the camp, and I'm going to have a good time with it.
Man, talking about some way to celebrate the big 100. I like that. That's cool. And now, Chris, this seems like a really just a hand-in-hand type of collaboration, really, with the camp, because what better opportunity? That's something a little bit different, too, for, Godfrey residents and their youth.
It's a win-win. It's a really neat program, and I'm glad we could get this thing on the ground and rolling, because Godfrey has a number of programs that we offer, to community and youth, but something like this, we simply don't have the resources. And Camp Warren Levis is such a beautiful piece of property, and the infrastructure in place there, they're like Tony said, they've been running camps there for 100 years. This is what they do, and kids are going to get to do something in Godfrey a little bit different than what maybe they're accustomed to, and I think they're going to love it. It's really, really going to be fun.
And not to step on your toes there, but great point, because I'm going to be honest with you. I lived in Godfrey since I was 8 years old, and I've actually never been inside Camp Warren Levis, and I bet there's a lot of younger, kids out there, and even parents that have never really stepped inside the grounds and really got to see what all the hype's about, because it's beautiful.
CJ, I think June the 17th through the 20th will be a perfect opportunity for you to come out to camp, see the camp, see camp in action. It's a great property, 280 acres, really in the middle of town.
Yeah.
And it's unusual for a Boy Scout camp or like that to be right in the middle of town. But when you get out there, it's like you're in the middle of nowhere. The kids ought to have a blast.
What I think's cool too is it's for the youth, and really to learn a little bit more about their area outside of the camp, and realize that go ahead and walk diagonal and end up in Summersfield somewhere, or Summerfield somewhere, and all that, and see how it all ties in too, and realize that, like you said, an oasis really of 200 acres just lodged in the middle of a suburban area is just wonderful. And now the bike path, is that coming in this year? Is that being done already? Am I behind?
We've started phase 1 of the project.
Okay, cool.
The portion that's going to go across the camp property is phase 3. That's to be determined, but it's again, we're so thankful the scouts have been willing to work with us, and again, that's something that's also going to bring more traffic and eyes to the
100%.
camp. So we want. It's best for everyone. I spent a lot of time there. I was in the Scouts as a kid, and I spent a lot of time in the camp. It's beautiful. It's a great place to spend a weekend camping or summer at summer camp. and the kids are, again, I think it's going to be a home run.
Well, and Kevin, we've talked before about the benefits that your sons have received from the Scouts, and I mean, and they're going to be a part of the summer camp as well. Is that true?
Well, they'll probably be out there a little bit in the evening.
Oh, evening. Okay, sorry about that.
Their
They're
careers
achieving.
have taken off,
Yeah.
so they're.
They've done some,
It's a tragedy.
I'm telling you what, though, kudos to, and not to patronize you, but I see everything on Facebook, and they're really achieving some awesome stuff.
They're great kids, and they really enjoy camp. They've been out there for many years. KJ was the boating director or lakefront director. Jonathan worked with the STEM and ecology program out there. I know they'll still be out there in the evening probably, but not so much during the daytime as they have in the past.
But the benefit they got from being in the Boy
Oh.
Scouts, huge.
It's huge.
Yeah.
I mean, they use those skills every single day, and they met friends that they'll have for life.
And you know what's the big trip? I always forget. My girlfriend at the time, her brother went to out in, was it Colorado? The
Jamboree?
Yeah. What park is that at? What's the big park called? Or the
Well,
You
the
go to
mag-
Philmont.
Yeah,
Philmont,
Philmont.
yes. And, you know, just hearing stories, because I never was in Scouts, but hearing about some of those stories about making that big trip and just some of the friendships and relationships developed are really cool. And now part of that gets brought to the summer camp where you learn a little bit of some of that camaraderie and all the good stuff that, especially now today, you know, the youth need, really. Collaboration.
Absolutely.
And, you know, how does STEM go hand in hand with outdoor activities? Because I find this conversation fascinating. And Tony, Chris, Kevin, anyone that wants to take it, the floor is yours, Senators. How does it tie in?
I'd like to compliment them because the addition of the STEM portion of this camp and to their programs they've been
100%.
doing is just an example of the Scouts being willing to adapt and stay relevant and continue to have a thriving program and realize this is something that's popular right now. How can we incorporate it into the core values of what we offer and improve our program overall? And they've done that. So I think it's fantastic.
We've been fortunate with our council. We actually have a whole STEM department, and their whole role is to build the programs that have really been around in scouting for as long as scouting's been around. We just never called it STEM until about 10 or 12 years ago.
Yeah.
And then kind of redoing some of the curriculum to make it something that parents and families could really look at as a way to help their son or their daughter learn about those fields and still in a scouting way. So it's a really big part of it.
Well, it amazes. We were just talking to Scott Isringhausen for the Two Rivers Family Fishing Fair, which is coming up in just a couple of weeks. And, you know, we had a conversation about just the number of people that, not even kids, but now folks my age that have never even held a fish before, you know. And it's one of those things where, you know, initially I kind of smile and go, how have you never done this? But if it's such a growing thing, let's bring it to the youth and let them become more familiarized with it and realize it's okay to be outside and put your darn cell phone away, you know?
It's fine. I mean, there's kids that attend our camps that have never caught a fish before, like you said.
Yeah.
And now they're going out to Camp Warren Levis, where our lake it's a great lake. We have bass, we have crappie, we have bluegill, there's catfish.
Any
And
5-pound trout out there?
I doubt there's any 5-pound trout, but you never know. Anything's possible, right?
That's true.
And so they have a great time, and you know that's actually a part of the STEM program is the fishing program they have out there.
100%. Well, and what I'm looking at too, for the 17th, 18th, the 19th, and the 20th, that's 4 days. I don't count very well. That's dangerous when you have a media guy count. It's 125 per camper with lunch included each day. You can't beat that.
No.
I mean, if you honestly add that up and you break it down, you're probably going to spend that just 4 days with your kids being alone or what have you, you know, with food, you name it, just to get through while you're working during the summer anyway.
You're right.
Hand in hand.
It's a great deal. Everything you get to do out there for that week, 4 days, you can't beat it.
Well, and too, this is for scouts or non-scouts too, and that's a good thing to point out, just so you realize that if you aren't in the local scout troops around here, it's all good. You can still be a part of this and really just have your son or daughter just enjoy these 4 days being outside in nature, and that's what it's all about. Because, you know, it's funny, I don't know if I've ever told you this story, Chris. I might have told you, I don't know, I'll just say it again. the listeners have heard it 400 times. I had dial-up until 2010 at my house. Like that was, internet was not a thing. I was still knew what it was like when your parents were on the landline and it was time to get off the internet because I had to make a phone call. And I'm, a millennial. But I had the opportunity to grow up outside in the Bluffs because our house was right up into La Vista Trail. So I'd go out there all the time, and I never had a cell phone until I was in 8th grade. And that's where my childhood was spent, and I loved every bit of it. And I just wish more youth would take up opportunities like this and get out there.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's a great opportunity, great experience. The things that they get to see outside.
Yeah.
They don't get to see inside, of course, and it's entirely different than watching it on TV when you actually experience it.
Well, and Tony, as a camp staff alumni, I'm reading your shirt here. I'm just gonna, kind of grab onto something. What's it like working with the youth too? Because I did it for the Alton camp years ago when I was 14 and 15, and it really taught me a lot on how to interact with folks, and also just develop some communication skills and personal skills for me. On your end of things, what was it like being a part of some of the summer camps?
It was fantastic. It's why I do what I do today.
Yeah.
Getting to work with all those teenagers and college kids now that put on these programs, and it's so rewarding because they come in and they have a work ethic that it just seems like it's hard to find, and they're applying that not just to the physical labor that it takes to run the camp, but the thought process behind creating a catchy STEM program and how they're going to teach that to young kids, and how they're going to work together to make sure that meals get served, and all these different moving parts that if you watch a scout camp staff do it, it's like it's just built into what they do. And it's really neat to see that all come together in a way that provides this really valuable program, and we just kind of take advantage of the fact that they just make it happen.
Yeah. And they work from like 6 o'clock in the morning till 11 o'clock at night.
I know,
so
it's a
long day. But they have a good time while they're there. They're building those friends, and they're learning skills, and they, believe me, we hear about it a lot. And it's a great, it's a great opportunity for our staff because those kids that they touch today are leaders tomorrow.
100%. You guys have a moment to stick around? I got to pay one last bill real quick.
Go right ahead.
10:43, a little bit of change. Let me take a quick break. We'll come back with more of the Godfrey Summer Camp running June the 17th through the 20th, 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. at Camp Warren Levis. We'll learn more about the activities, ways you can sign up. $125 per camper includes lunch. Try to find a better deal. I'll be waiting right after this commercial break for you to fill me in, but you won't.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial Campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
In the heart-pounding moments of the game, every move counts, just like in chiropractic care. Dr. Andrew Dykman of Rosewood Chiropractic champions this belief, supporting our teams in every drive and supporting his patients for nearly 20 years, offering affordable, compassionate, all-natural wellness care. Call 618-259-2676 or visit rosewoodchiropractic.com today. Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Too many highs, too many lows. Too many storms and tornadoes. I need some blue skies and sunshine.
It's a thing still, you know. You guys couldn't hear that conversation. Welcome back, 1047. And Godfrey Summer Camp, ages 7 to 11. I probably should have hit on that earlier. I do get paid for a living. I probably should have clarified. Ages 7 to 11 years old. And now, are the activities going to be geared for, you know, if you're 7, that activity is going to be kind of geared towards you, or is it geared towards everybody, regardless of their age, for each activity?
Pretty much everybody for every activity.
Okay.
Our staff is, you know, for the scout programs we do, used to delivering that from scouts anywhere from 6 up to 10 years old. So it'll really complement what they're doing throughout the whole summer.
Really cool. And, you know, what I think's a good call to action, too, is for parents. And, you know, I've done this with soccer camps that are overnight. Some parents are hesitant if it is an overnight camp. This one isn't. You get the opportunity at 9 a.m. to stay so long to your little one. Then at 4 p.m. you get to pick them up, whether or not you work or not. If you don't, you get a day to clean the house and then pick it back up the next day. Or, you know, if you're working, you just make sure you know that your child is being taken care of in a very safe manner and learning some really important tools.
And if they're not working, they're welcome to sign up and participate as well.
Really
so we'd
cool.
love to have the parents out there helping also.
Are you looking for volunteers or just parents?
Tony?
We'd love to have any parents come that would like to attend with it. That's always helpful to have parents around. Naturally, our staff will take care of most of it, but any parents that can join are more than welcome to.
You know, it's just nice to have that additional support from the parents there to help with the kids and everything. So,
well, and going back to what I just said, Kev, some of those parents, let's be honest, have probably not done some of those things either, you know, and it could be an opportunity for them to learn too in a way that doesn't make them feel a little bit, you know, embarrassed. Because I've seen times when a little, you know, one asks their dad or mom, hey, can we go fishing? And they say no, not because they don't want to go, but because they don't know how. And it's just the truth. So to go and learn this, it might be a way to do that too.
And sometimes they have skills that we don't know about. It's kind of surprising how many times I'll talk to somebody and they'll be on an activity and they'll say, well, you know, I'm an Eagle Scout. And we had no clue.
Really?
And they're, you know, they're there, they know these skills and they could pitch right in to help right there.
We do have a very vast scouting community around here. That's a good point to make too, Kevin. There are a lot of folks that have, you know, done really well in the scouts, and it's really good to highlight that too. I didn't think about that.
That's true. We have a lot of former scouts here, current scouts, and a lot of Eagle Scouts that we don't know about. That we, you know, just in conversation, there was a local attorney that I was talking to one day, and he made a comment about enjoying scouts, and then he brought up the fact that he was an Eagle Scout. Then he talked about being a lodge chief for the Order of the Arrow, but it was all up north, it wasn't around here. So, you know, something that we didn't know in the community. That is kind of cool.
That is really cool. And, you know, Chris, going forward, I know that you guys have been looking to do more with, summer activities, and with camps like this, I'm sure it allows you to, keep with them, with, Boy Scouts taking up most of the load and kind of doing the distribution and getting out there and doing the camp. It gives you guys some more creative time to really put some more thoughts out there, whether they're for activities or more of the big projects you guys got coming down, because you guys have been really moving this last year and a half for people who haven't been paying attention.
Yeah, exactly. It's a nice program, and it's a great collaboration with the Scouts, because we, like I said, are able to kind of funnel some of the families through our programs and let them know, hey, there are other opportunities, specifically this outdoor rec that it may not be related to bats and balls or gloves or hoops, something that kids really ought to be given an opportunity to do. And there's no one better at it than the Scouts. So
you're right.
We're really happy. It really just makes sense.
Well, and that's such a good point too, because I was always a kid that loved sports. So I was playing soccer and baseball. By the time I was 8, I was playing soccer literally full time, or 9 years old, I think. But there's kids that don't like sports, and that's cool. There's nothing wrong with not liking sports, but they want to be outside. They want to fish. They want to shoot bow and arrow. They want to do something that's not kicking a ball into a net, and to provide an opportunity for that through the Park and Rec program and through this collaboration with the Boy Scouts is the win. I mean, the win. Now, is this the first year we've done this?
It's the very first year.
So this is even more exciting, and you already got a quite a bit signed up, it seems like.
I think it's a great, healthy number for the first time camp, this program. It's going to be great, and we're hoping that we can keep building on it every year.
Now, do you have a cutoff date for registration? I know I asked you that, but you can sign up until about what, the week of June 17th?
Yeah, I'd say about the middle of the week before. Gives us a few business days to make sure we have everything we need for the camp to go on. But literally, or pretty much just want to make sure everybody that wants to attend can.
I got that date. June the 12th. What is kind of ballpark that? That's the Wednesday before the summer camp. Is that kind of what your thoughts are?
Yep.
Perfect. And then that way you can sign up. Now, there is a QR code, or you can visit godfreyil.org for more information on the summer camp. And registration, folks, is just $125 per person. And what I think is even more amazing about this is that out there, literally next in River Air, right behind River Air, you could hike, swim, fish, do some target sports, outdoor games, water activities, do some STEM activities, all of that literally in a suburban area for the most part, we think, but don't realize the sprawling acreage that's really back there waiting for us.
That's right.
And Kevin, what's your favorite part about the property that maybe some parents, maybe some little ones can get interested and excited about too?
Well, I think my favorite part of the property is our lake.
Yeah.
It is so much fun to go out there and to fish. It's canoe. There's just all the activities around the lake. I think that'd be my favorite spot. The other part that I really like is the shooting sports.
Yeah.
So going down to the rifle range, being able to shoot, it is really a lot of fun.
I didn't like how you had those clay targets of me out there, though.
It's just something about that face of CJ being on those clay targets that helps you hit them.
Perfect scores all the way around. No,
but you mentioned clay targets. On the 4th of May, we had the Sporting Clays event.
Yeah. At
Nilo Farms to benefit the Boy Scouts, and we raised over $20,000 that day to benefit the Scouts in Camp Warren Levis.
That's huge.
It is.
Was that your goal this year, or was that just something you hit?
Well, our goal is always to do better than the previous year, so that was our goal, and we did. So we raised about $5,000 more this year than we did last year.
That's good for you guys. That's really a great problem.
We just appreciate our sponsors. Our sponsors came through. The shooters were there. Everybody had a great time.
And Tony, as we're moving through this conversation, take me through your role with the Scouts, and take me through your day-to-day for a little bit of background on what you're doing.
Absolutely. So I serve as the Director of Camping Services for the Greater St. Louis Area Council, and we cover 63 counties between Missouri and Illinois. And between those counties, we have 6 camps. And Camp Warren Levis being one of those, and very fortunate to have that. So in my role, I get to manage all those camps, working with our team of rangers that take care of the properties, hiring the seasonal staff that put on the summer programs, and making sure that all that's being done and being done safely. So it's really it's a full-time job for sure.
Oh, you can have it. Yeah. No, in all seriousness, though, what can municipalities, what can the community expect? As this is our first time doing this non-Scout summer camp open to the general public, what can they expect from this one and going forward, just based off of your experience working with the different municipalities? Did you say 36 counties?
63.
Oh, my dyslexia kicked it. 63 counties. You definitely have some experience working in this field. What can we expect out of it?
I think you can expect to continue to see creative ways that we want to help build our camps, the use of them, that is. And one of the really unique things with Warren Levis, as we discussed, is its proximity to a community and a population. Most of our camps are actually fairly far removed from a town or a city, so you don't necessarily have a bunch of people right there. So we're looking at our camps and, what unique programs can we offer? And for Warren Levis, one of those is a day camp such as this, because they can be there in 10 minutes, drop off their child, pick them back up. It's not an issue. It's not a 2-hour trip.
That's huge. Well, and two, you don't have to worry. And that's the big thing anymore, is just if you turn on the local news or the national news, parents worry all the time. And I don't blame them. I'd be worried too. But whenever you have a literal safe spot, a local landmark, where people do know Warren Levis. They might not have ever been inside the campgrounds, but we know the name and we know where it's located. You know that your child's safe and they're learning and they're doing something that's productive this summer instead of just, pulling their sister's pigtails or doing whatever else they want to do. And now, Tony, going forward, is there ever an opportunity where, if this goes well for the next couple of years where, and it's full, you look to add more dates? Does that ever happen?
Absolutely, and certainly something that, not to put the cart in front of the horse, but things are looking pretty positive this year, and we could certainly foresee next year even having 2 sessions to make sure that, it's not just about trying to get 500 kids into the camp at one session, but, do smaller ones, make it a really good experience. So.
And I think that another thing to bring up here, too, is this camp is not just open to Godfrey residents. It's open to residents in the entire region. So everybody's welcome. And the other thing, too, is talk about our property and getting more usage of it. The property's there, for other groups to use also. So if you have an organization, a church group, a business meeting, some type of community activity that you think our property would be good for, it's there. You're welcome to come out, use the facility. There is a process, there is a fee that goes along with that, of course. But our lodge has a fully functional kitchen, commercial kitchen in there. It's a large space. We have a winter lodge or space that we use that can be used for meetings as well. The pool's there. And so there's a lot of if outside groups want to use the property, that opportunity is out there for them. When we'd love to see those outside groups come in, use it, and be able to experience that 280 acres that we have.
You learn something new every day, Kevin. I feel kind of silly for not knowing that. That's good to know. And what's the best way to reach out again?
The best way is to contact the Greater St. Louis Area Council. And Tony, you probably have the phone number off the top of your head, but I don't.
You can call 314-361-0600 or just email help@stlbsa.org.
That was impressive, Tony. I can see why you're in this position. That wasn't even a thought, Kevin.
Well, see, I just go to my phone and hit Tony. So I don't know the numbers, but.
Well, and going forward, Chris, just as a whole for Park and Rec, as we have about a minute left, you guys have a lot coming down the pipeline. It's been really busy for you. A lot of really cool things are happening. But coming up down the pipeline, anything we really need to be aware of?
Well, probably our next biggest event's going to be the 4th of July Family Fun Fest fireworks show. It's on the 4th of July like it is every year. It starts about 5, and we're going to have different vendors selling this or that, food trucks. There's going to be a watermelon eating contest. We're going to give out medals to some of our T-ball coach pitch teams.
That's cool.
We got a dunk tank that hopefully we get the baseball coaches in. The kids can get back at them for maybe running a little more than they would have liked to. And then at the end of the night, 9:15, 9:30, just depending. That's when the fireworks show will start. And it's a great show. And I know that it's one of the better ones in the area.
It
really is. It's nice.
It is probably the best in the
all
area.
fireworks shows are great, but we like this one a lot, and we had just a huge crowd last year, and we're expecting it again.
It truly grows each and every year, too, at Godfrey. I've noticed that, where each year the Stamper Lane gets harder and harder to get out of.
We need a few more lanes.
Yeah.
It's always kind of fun, too, to sit back and watch the fireworks and also see the RiverBender drone flying around as well.
Thank you. They're a good plug.
Dodging explosions.
Well, and you know what I think's cool, because this is how I am. I like just to sit back and watch the families enjoy it, because I don't have a family myself right now, so it's kind of cool for me just to see the community come together and me to take the sights and sounds in that way. That's kind of how I kind of celebrate the day. And whether or not you're going for the 4th of July fireworks, or you're going to godfreyil.org and getting more details on the summer camp happening June the 17th through the 20th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Camp Warren Levis, that's how you get that information. Oh, and also, I will not be in the dunk tank because I have hairspray, so we can't do that, and we'll be good to go.
We're going to get him in there.
Kevin, Tony, Chris, am I forgetting anything?
No, you're doing a great job.
Thank you very much. We are out of time today. I will see you back here on Wednesday. That's a good thing about a nice 4-day week. We're almost halfway through it already. And, well, we'll see what happens. See how much trouble I can cause tomorrow. On that note, enjoy the day. My mullet will be gone. I'm getting a haircut, and just try your best to stay out of jail. Whew.